Hello and welcome here with the Darkened Paradox, and today we are doing another Survival Island V2 stream, and this one's going to be a bit different. I've been having quite a lot of people lately ask me, how is the mob farm doing? Is the mob farm doing good? Is it working? Blah 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 blah, etc etc etc, you get the point. So, I figured, what better way than to just, instead of just telling you guys, how about I just show you, because I really can't tell you how efficient it is, because I don't really watch it myself. So this will kind of be a learning process for all of us, I guess, of how well it's actually doing. For those who missed the video, we turned a old quarry into a mob farm. Okay, I gotta remove these because this was like safety as I was doing stuff down there, but this was a huge quarry, and we built many layers of like a mob farm. So then they spawn and stuff, and they fall to the very bottom of the quarry, which is down here, and they pretty much die. They drop their loot for us. Good. This is what the loot is looking like right now. I haven't had it off of peaceful a lot often, so it just goes to show it is working decently. As you see, a creeper fell. Sometimes they do survive, so I took some of the arrows out of the thing, and say if they survive because they're from the last floor, you just click the button, the arrow shoots them, and that finishes them off, because they're literally usually one heart away, or like one little bit of damage away from dying. I mean, all you'd have to really do is punch one instead. But to answer you guys' question, and just so we can kind of see how efficient this thing is actually working, okay, so this is the current loot that we have right now. This is the current loot we have right now, which actually, since it's hoppers, I think if we move this stuff down here, I think even if there's already a non-completed stack here, I think it will automatically put it at the front of the hopper, or the front of the chest. So what we'll do is we'll move all this stuff down here, and we will see the outcome of how well this thing is doing and how efficient it really is. Because again, I haven't had it off peaceful much since we did the video, because yeah, we've had it on peaceful a lot lately, so it hasn't really had time to do its work, and I haven't really ever sat down here to kind of curiously watch to see like how efficient it is and how much they're actually dropping. So that's kind of going to be what we're doing right now. And for those who wonder why they catch on fire, there's a little bit of lava there. That way, for the ones that are on the very bottom layer, between the fall damage and the fire, it usually kills them. But sometimes you get the stubborn ones that don't want to die, and that's what these are for. You just push the button right here. It shoots 3 arrows, and any living ones will usually be offed, because they will literally be one hit away from death. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just cut off the mic, and I'm kind of just going to let this go for a little bit, and we're going to see how well it does. Because I've had a lot of comments and things on streams and stuff like that asking, is it working, how is it working, or how efficient is it, blah 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 blah, you know, like all those basic questions. Not that I'm not saying blah 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 like in a rude way, like saying it's not worth my time. I'm saying, like, you know, like etc, you know, like all the questions that are kind of been asked or whatnot. So I'm just going to kind of leave it here, and we're going to see how often stuff falls and how much we're going to get. Let me just see out of curiosity, is it actually putting, yeah, it looks like it's going to start putting it up there in the top of the chest, because I mean, look, this isn't a complete stack, but it's still sticking it up there. Look at there's our first creeper. I think this one may have been the bottom floor, I can't tell, no. And as you see, it's going to start putting it in that, so I'm going to leave this going for maybe 10 or so. Hang on, what time is it? Okay, so it's 4:14 where I'm at, so maybe we'll leave it going to maybe 4:24. So it will go for 10 minutes, and we'll see the loot, and we'll also see how efficient and how well this thing actually works. So if y'all want to turn your quarry into a mob farm, then y'all can do so, and y'all know how well it might work. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alright, now here's what the whole dispenser thing is actually for. This is what I was talking about right here. Sometimes we have oh god, my phone volume's on. I apologize. I was using that for the comments. Oh god, that scared the crud out of me. Sometimes, not often, but you have these little guys that are one hit from death that just are kind of sitting there and they're going to end up despawning. And you're not going to get the loot from them. So that's why I kind of added this here. So when we do decide, hey, we want to go AFK down here just to let this thing run so we can get a whole bunch of loot, all you got to do is click the button and boom, one arrow finishes them off and then they're done. So yeah, we do have that problem every once in a while. It's usually when they're on the very bottom layer or they somehow avoid fall damage too much, or so I think it's usually the bottom layer because the fall damage isn't enough, and then the lava sometimes doesn't fully burn them long enough. So yeah, but so far here we go. We have 7 gunpowder, 4 rotten flesh, and 2 bone. I'm actually really happy to see that it's spawning more creepers, and we're getting more loot from creepers than we are anything else. I've seen quite a lot of creepers fall, so that's really good, because gunpowder is really useful between fireworks on this world and also TNT mining and stuff like that. So I am very happy to see that creepers are tending to spawn and fall a lot more often than the other mobs. So that's pretty awesome. Now we are at the very bottom. We're pretty much at the very bottom of the world, and we're also at the very bottom of the mob spawner. So not all the floors are active right now. We can actually go take a little look of how. Okay, so we're going to sit here till 4:24, and we're going to see if anything else falls and stuff, and that will be exactly 10 minutes from just sitting right here, not moving, in this little room at the very bottom of the spawner. And then we're going to see if we move up to the very top for 10 minutes. We're going to see if that actually makes it more efficient. We're going to see if it makes it less efficient, or if it actually does, if it does better, if it does worse, or if it does about the exact same. And then we'll move into the middle of the spawner, and we'll run that as a test for 10 minutes, and we'll see how that goes, because I'm always asked, once again, always asked, how well does it does it work and stuff? But since we've been on peaceful so much, it hasn't been running, so I honestly didn't know. Now, I am very happy to see creepers are seeming to fall a whole lot more often than others, but it looks like as we sit down here, we are having these moments like this where nothing is falling. Okay, well, thanks, zombie, for breaking you just ruined what I said. Get out of here. No one saw that zombie fall. So, moments like this when nothing is falling, moments like this when nothing is falling, it is... Did you guys see that? Something died, like, in this block. I haven't had that happen before. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a spider. That's what's happening. The spider keeps climbing. It must have been a spider, and it fell through the lava, and then it climbed back up. Hello. Hello. I just have, like, a creeper or two spawn, or fall right here at first, and their faces were right up against the glass, and it scared the crud out of me, because I just looked up and saw 2 flaming creepers looking directly at me, and I'm like, oh, okay. Hello. Cool. Now see, look at there. Now we just had a creeper, a zombie, skeleton, and another zombie fall. Now, the sad part about this is the fact that I've actually surprisingly had, before I got the stream going and whatnot, we did have a zombie village. We had like 3 zombie villagers fall. So, I mean, we can always try to get zombie villagers out of this if we ever need to. The only downside is it will be a bit of a pain because everything else is going to live and you're going to have to kill off everything else in order to get to them. And then hope a creeper doesn't fall on your head and blow it up, because that happened when I was having to fix the hoppers. Because somehow one of the hoppers back there got turned around, and because of that, the loot was stuck in one of those hoppers. So we had about a stack of gunpowder and stuff like that just sitting there, and we didn't have it in the chest, and I had no idea I had it if it wasn't for the fact that I had to rearrange the hoppers because a creeper blew one up. So I was actually happy about a creeper blowing it up because, you know, yeah. So it is now 4:24, so it's been exactly 10 minutes since we did the sit and still test. We have 7 rotten flesh, 8 gunpowder, and 4 bones. That's not bad. That's not bad. Unfortunately, there's no string. Spiders are a little iffy, but we do have a spider spawner, so that is not a big deal. Get out of here. Okay, see, that's the issue with spiders, is they usually climb back up, and then they rather burn and die, and their drops fall in the lava, or they just escape death, or sometimes I had to finally plug up the top of this, because at the top of this funnel here, I didn't realize there was a few missing blocks, so they were falling out here and dying, and that was not good. That was not good. So that was 10 minutes of just sitting still right here. So the second test is we're going to go all the way up here and see what happens. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see, like... Okay, what we're going to do... Actually, for the second test, we're going to be sitting about... Okay, I think if we go up to about this layer right here... Is that an Enderman in there? There's an Enderman in there, guys. Look at there. If you look, you can see little purple particles where an Enderman is just kind of chilling right there. I did not realize Endermen would spawn in this farm, but we are going to know Endermen are not going to work in this farm because they're just going to kind of teleport in and out and stuff. Endermen are not going to fall through this farm the second they take damage, or the second they drop in the water. They're going to teleport out because Endermen do not like water, and water is the whole mechanism of this farm. So, yeah. Oh, look at them creepy eyes just glowing. That's hilarious. Okay, so it is currently 4:26. We're going to wait till 4:36 and we're going to check the loot. We're going to also kind of watch to see if anything falls past our screen. I don't know if y'all can see anything. Can y'all see much right now? Or should we go to the top for the second test? Because, yeah. Because I don't know if y'all are going to really be able to see anything. I actually kind of struggle seeing stuff right now. I can't really tell if anything's going to fall past the screen or not. Look at there, we just saw a spider. You could definitely tell that guy fell. And then he just fell right there. So that's another issue. That's the second spider right there. That is one of the other issues. These spiders and stuff are catching on to each layer or falling into the water on each layer and slowing themselves down so they don't take fall damage and stuff. So spiders are kind of immune to this thing. But it is okay because our main source right now is we're really wanting gunpowder because we have a skeleton farm. We got loads of stuff from that. We have like 3 zombie spawners and we have a spider spawner. So we can turn all of those into XP farms and we'll be all good and all set. But creepers, they do not have dungeons. No dungeon will spawn with the creeper spawner. Unless they have changed it in some... God only knows. I'm almost 100% sure, I'm 99.9% sure there's no such thing as a creeper spawner unless you go in creative and put a creeper in a spawner yourself, then they could spawn out of it. Which wouldn't be really logical because it could break it. Hello, Ninja Plays. Nice to see you back in the stream. So, we're going to kind of sit here for a little bit more longer. It looks like that Enderman is just kind of chilling out there. The Enderman doesn't really care. You see the glowing eyes just kind of turn around every once in a while. Yeah, the stream is definitely delayed just a little bit. Now we're just going to kind of sit here and chill for a little bit longer. And we're going to go check the loot and see if the loot, like, the amount of loot that dropped has changed differently sitting in the middle of the spawner than it has when we were actually in the bottom of the spawner. And then for the final test, we're going to go to the top of the spawner, or top of the mob farm, and sit there for a few minutes too and see if the loot changes there, because I'm not really sure if wherever we sit is going to matter, because I do know they got like a certain spawn radius they could spawn around you, so I don't know where the best place to be at is. So that's kind of what this test is to see how well this thing actually works and stuff. Now when we go to the top of it, that's probably going to be like the best result of telling us how efficient it really is, because we're usually on the top of our island, so that's probably going to be the result of like how efficient for us it is. But say if I wanted to go AFK or whatnot, I'm pretty sure this thing would work perfectly because of the fact that, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's more than 5 layers, so it works pretty good. Thank you, cool guy. I really appreciate your support. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it here. Alright, so it is now turning to 4:30 in just a moment, and then we will wait just a few minutes longer. We're going to make sure it's a fair test. We're going to wait 10 minutes in the same exact spot in between, just to make sure it's a fair little test and make sure we have enough. I honestly already forgot what the loot was. So we're just gonna, oh wait, never mind. I think I remember. I think it's like 2 bones, 7 gunpowder, and then I can't remember how much zombie flesh, but we don't really care about the zombie flesh because we have 3 zombie spawners. If we want rotten flesh, we got rotten flesh. Now, arrows, bones, and gunpowder are like the main things I want from this. Really, mainly, I am doing this for gunpowder because I mainly built this farm because, hey, yeah, we can get a lot of mob loot and stuff, which, like, I think we have a villager that we can trade rotten flesh with, I do believe, so we can get emeralds from that without having to sit at a zombie spawner and swing our sword for hours on end. And then, like, bones for bone meal for the tree farm. That way, once again, I don't have to sit at the skeleton farm and swing my sword for hours on end. And gunpowder, because we're going to need that for fireworks, because we consume a lot of fireworks traveling around our world. I don't know if you can see the map, but we are pretty much surrounded by water, so we use our elytra to get around. So we consume a lot of fireworks, so the more the gunpowder, the better, right? And plus, I am going to start doing some TNT mining once we get like enough, but until we have enough, I can't really start because I'm not going to really make it far, unfortunately, because TNT is a little expensive to make. Welcome to the streams, Roger Niles, and I don't know, I'm sorry, IDK. I don't know why, in my head, it's just like pure text to speech, so it's just like, I don't know, but it's really IDK, so I sorry. Okay, so that Enderman's just chilling there. That Enderman just doesn't care. He's like, I'm sitting here. I know there's water there. I know there's a hole with lava. I'm just going to chill. And that's perfectly okay. What happens if we stare at him through glass? Will he come at us through glass? I don't think he will. I don't think he's going to. Yeah, I think we're fine. Let's see. Next time he turns his head, let's see. Let's be a little daring. Okay, so it is now 4:32, about 4 more minutes, and we'll go check the loot to see if we get better loot spawning if we sit in the middle of the spawner. Now, once again, usually we're not going to be in the middle of the spawner. We're not going to, I mean, we may be in the bottom of the spawner if we want to go AFK and try to get a whole bunch of loot. But more than likely, we're going to be at the top working on something on the island. We're passing over, so mobs are going to spawn, they're going to fall, and that's going to be it. When we walk away too far, they're not going to spawn or whatnot. So really, what we're really going to be looking at is when we're at the top to see what the loot drop is, because we want to see how real efficient it is and see how well it's actually working and how well a quarry turned into a mob spawner actually works. Now, I'm not going to tell you it works really good so far. It's like any other mob spawner. It's not like constantly spawning things like instantaneous. I mean, unless we dug out a whole lot more and just made like 4 nearby and made them lead all into the same tunnel, we're not gonna have them pretty much constantly spawning. I mean, I don't even know if that's possible to get like constantly spawning mobs that are just constantly falling non-stop. It is currently 4:33, so we have 30 more minutes. That is no big deal. Now, I'm already quite pleased with how well this thing is doing. I'm glad people kept asking me in streams like how well it was doing and all that stuff. That Enderman just left. I wonder where he went. I am quite glad people were asking me and stuff in the streams and stuff, and ended up causing me to do this, because I'm actually quite really liking the results of this, because to see how many things are actually spawning and stuff seems to be really good for us. Now, luckily, by the time we get down there and check the loot from this one and then go back up to the top, it's going to be daytime, so the next 10 minutes will be daytime. Now the downside to that is they're not going to be able to spawn on the top 2 layers because of the sunlight going in. I probably should change that. I don't know if you guys think I should change the top layer from glass to grass and make it where you can't see in, but so it stays efficient, but you can't see in, so you no longer know, hey, there was a quarry there that was now turned into a mob spawner. Because I'm sure that would make it a lot more efficient as we travel over top of it and stuff, because things are going to be able to spawn in there most of the time, but at the same time we're not going to be able to see it. So let me know what you guys think. He came back. Oh, he's just like walking back and forth. That's what he's doing. So if you think I should leave the glass at the very top where you can see into it, let me know. And if you think we should replace it with grass and make the farm a little bit more efficient at the top, let me know that as well. Okay, we're going to kind of start heading, we're getting ready to start heading down because it is about to turn 4:36, which is going to be exactly 10 minutes from the start of the middle test. So that is awesome. Now I'm hoping this is going to be just as efficient with gunpowder as it was before. We're going to start heading down. It's about to turn in anyways. I'm hoping it's going to be as efficient with gunpowder as it was as we were sitting down here, but I do not know. Let's see. Okay, that's not looking too good. I do not like the looks of that. It looks like we got more rotten. Actually, it doesn't really look like we got much from that, honestly. We got like 2 bones, 1 gunpowder, and... Okay, so far, the most efficient area is sitting down here. Test 1 did well. Test 1 was down here. Test 2, unfortunately, did not do so well, sitting in the middle of the spawner. Probably because of the spawn radius and stuff. So now we're going to move on to test 3, which is sitting at the top of the spawner, which is usually when we're going to be at, because usually we're going to be up here at the top, just roaming around the island, doing whatever. We're going to start the timer. Okay, so at 4:46, then we're going to check again and see what we got. Now, I do want you guys to let me know, should we fix that? Should we turn that glass into a solid block? That way, no light is let in. That way, it's more efficient up here. It stays efficient up here and stuff, so as we walk over, it still stays efficient and it still does its job or anything? Or do you think we should leave this here just to kind of mark off where the old quarry was and our new spawner, so we can kind of sit here and watch to the center? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Whatever you guys think would be best, we'll do. If y'all like the view better, we'll do the view. If you guys think we should do it for more efficiency, then we'll do it for more efficiency. And I mean, if you change your minds, that is no big deal, because I mean, we can easily just change it back if we don't like it. But now we're just gonna kind of walk around up here, because it's gonna kind of be like what we're doing normally or whatnot. Say we're gonna walk over here in the storage building, we're gonna go mess around in a chest or something. La di da di da. We're gonna walk back out. La di da. No, we don't have to do that. It doesn't have to be a 100% accurate test, okay? We're just going to kind of sit here, and we're going to kind of look through there and see if we see anything fall. I would put glass there so we could watch, but then that would light up like all the layers underneath. You can just see all the signs that I think something just fell. I would love to be able to see down there, but the sunlight makes it... make it bigger by making more layers on the top. Now, my thought is these top 2 layers, I don't think are actually working because of this glass here. So, should we replace this glass and just make it ground again so these top 2 layers actually work and it stays efficient while we're at the top? Or should we leave it glass so we can look in, is my question. Because I think it would work a little bit better if there wasn't so much sunlight coming in and lighting it these possibly top 3 levels up. But I don't know. I want y'all's opinions. Should we cover this up so these top 2 layers work and we just don't see inside? Or should we leave it like this so we can look in? Okay, so it's It's 4:39. Alright. Because right now it doesn't look like much is spawning and falling in due to the fact that too much light is kind of accessing it, unfortunately. Welcome to the stream, Bonnie Knight. Glad to have you here. I mean, honestly, right now I'm actually considering just replacing glass with a block. That way these top two layers stay efficient. Because right now, during the day, they do not work during the day. They are pretty much cut off during the day because of the daylight blocking them out. Okay, so yeah, Ninja Plays agrees with me, and I really think it would be a good idea, because that way when we're walking around up here, it will stay nice and efficient. Okay, wait, I forgot. Even though that gives the glass back, that's a bad idea, because even when it falls in glass, when it falls in the water, it's just gonna get dropped in lava. And second, it's gonna destroy the durability of the shovel a whole lot faster. So Ninja Plays agrees with me, and I think it's a really good idea. We're going to cover this up. That way these top two layers work no matter what time of day it is. And it should make the farm a whole lot... It should make it a little bit more efficient because there's a lot more area for them to spawn in. And when we're up here, it lowers the amount of layers down there that they're actually able to spawn on. So if we go ahead and do this... Let's make sure I don't trap myself out in the center where I'm going to fall to my death. That would be bad. I mean, at least all my stuff would go in hoppers probably, but yeah, that wouldn't be a good day. No. Okay, so we're gonna get a whole bunch of grass because we have a whole bunch of grass from clearing the hub island with our Soak Touch shovel. So we're gonna just cover this up so it's almost like it's not even here. We're gonna leave that little. We'll probably leave this here just for now, just to keep it outlined so we know. In case we try to add something, we know, hey, we can't dig here because there's a little bit of a huge hole right there, and just so we know where the mob farm is like located, so we don't like go to start building something and realize, oh no, we don't have enough room because we fell into the mob farm and we have to completely relocate our structure. As you see, we got all this awesome dirt from clearing out the hub. We're going to go ahead and do this. I'm pretty sure one layer of dirt will be enough to block out most of the light, so I think that will still do us good. I think this will still work. That way we don't have to put a whole bunch of cobble in there and do 2 layers and make less room for the mobs to actually be able to spawn, because it seems like 4 block gap allows them to spawn easier than a 3 block high gap. I don't know why. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems to work better in my opinion to do a 4 block gap between the floor and the top, but it may just be me. I don't know. Cover this up and just kind of start seeing how dark it's going to get in there. Yeah, see, look at there. So dirt will be just fine, and it's already getting nice and dark in there, so it's going to keep this thing nice and efficient for us. And hopefully by the time we get this done, it should be time to go check the bottom for the loot to see what we might get if we're sitting up here at the top, because we've pretty much just been right here at the top like we would be on a normal day on the survival island. We'd be working on something on our island and we'd be up here at the top and it'd kind of be doing its job, and we'll see how efficient it is. Now we're not really going to know how efficient it is without the glass, because we didn't start removing the glass till like 2 minutes before 2 minutes before this, so it's only gonna be like 3 minutes or so without the glass, but that's no big deal. I can always do another test later to figure it out. Go ahead and chop this up, but I think it's gonna work a whole lot more efficient because the first 2 layers are probably gonna work a whole lot better now that they're nice and dark and we don't have to worry about sunlight and stuff getting in there and lighting it up and preventing mobs from spawning. I'm debating whether or not to leave the cobblestone there to mark the center or not. I'll destroy it for now and I'll figure it out later if we end up adding like another layer or something to it, but I doubt we will because this building is now in the way if we would want to do that. Okay, so we're gonna go put this up. It is 4:44. go ahead and throw this stuff in here, get it out of my inventory. Go ahead, get all of that stuff out. Alright. Okay, let me walk through the door the right way. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and start heading, well, okay, well, we got 2 more minutes. We're just gonna kind of chill right here for a minute. Because this is still like the top of it. Here, let's go sit in the center of the top. That way it's kind of active. Now the problem with this is I'm gonna have to light this up right here, because if not, they're gonna start spawning on the top of it, and that's the last thing we want. We want them to spawn underneath. Because if they have a possibility to spawn up here, they're gonna spawn up here. And that's not what we want. We want them to spawn in the layers underneath us, so they fall in the water, they get pushed, and they fall in the farm. Trophies. What do you mean by trophies? Okay, it's 4:45. I guess we can go ahead and start. We can get ready to start heading down. Just chilling here, waiting for the time to change. Okay, it is 4:46. It's been exactly 10 minutes, so it is now a very little thing. So each test had gone on for exactly 10 minutes, and we're going to check to see what the loot for the final test was. That enderman is still just chilling there. That enderman, I guess, is trapped in there for the rest of his life until he falls in the water and dies enough times. I don't know. Let's head down here and see what we got. Okay, so we got 2 gunpowder, 4 arrows, 4 bones, and 2 rotten flesh. That's good, but at the same time, I feel like we were still doing. I feel like it was still way more efficient when we were sitting right here. Mainly because of more creepers were spawning for some reason. When I was sitting here, more creepers were spawning on those layers for some reason and falling. So I think right here might be one of the most efficient ways, honestly, that we want, because we're here for gunpowder. And look at there. I mean, we have more gunpowder than the rest of this stuff. So that just means creepers are falling a whole lot more often than any of the other mobs, which is good because that's exactly what we want. That is awesome. So that is terrific. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of make these into little rows or whatnot. No, we'll leave them. We'll leave them. That way we can see the difference in loot every time we come down here. But that's good, because that is awesome. That means more creepers are spawning, and that's awesome, because we need gunpowder. I don't know why I pressed that button. I just felt the need to. I felt like I must press the button. I'm just gonna kind of help this guy out. There we go. Oh, okay. That zombie decided to take the arrow for him, and then it bounced back through. It somehow bounced back through. Look at here. See, the second we come down here, look at how fast things are falling. I don't know why. See, look at here. A creeper and 4 zombies within a few seconds, or like a minute of being down here. So. No, because if we don't do the lava, they're not going to die. They fall directly straight through the lava because it's not thick enough for them to swim in. They're going to hit the ground, and the fall damage kills them and stuff. The reason it's not working, it's mainly because of spiders and stuff like that. Because spiders fall and they climb back up and stuff. So the spiders usually escape, which I don't care about. Endermen obviously can't fall in this trap because of the water and stuff. However, the creepers and zombies and skeletons, it seems like it works the most efficient when we're sitting down here. I don't know what it is about the bottom layer, but when we're down here, the bottom layers work a whole lot faster. That, or it's because we plugged up the top, so now there's no light and it's working a whole lot faster. I do not know. The reason I put the lava there is because of the fact that when they fall, the ones on the bottom layers don't quite die, so I do that. So between fall damage and fire damage, they are usually dead, and their loot falls in the hoppers. Because they hit the fall, they get the fall damage, and then the ones that don't die from fall damage, the fire burns them and kills them off, except maybe every once in a while you get one that's just like one hit away from death and doesn't want to die, but other than that, you're pretty much good. So this thing seems to work a lot more efficiently. We're just going to kind of sit down here just a little bit longer and just see how it continues to do. See if it kind of maintains the efficiency sitting down here, or if it kind of stalls out every once in a while. what's going on here. We're kind of having a weird moment where nothing's spawning. I'm not really sure what's going on right now. It went from working really well to just silent, and it just, oh, nope, I spoke too soon. Now we got content. I don't know what that long, brief moment of nothing was, but get out of here. There we go. I don't know what that long moment of just nothing was. I'm just kind of curious. The lava is literally like right here, so it shouldn't be. Whoa, okay, that's not expected. Excuse me, sir. Where did you come from? Where did you come from? He came from like way up there. We need to patch that up. That is an issue. I don't know what that's all about, but let's get that fixed up. We will have none of that. None of that, I say. Take these sticks. We're going to make some torches. That way we can light it all up down here at least to make sure nothing's going to spawn down here. And make sure, yeah, nothing spawns down here and prevents things from spawning up there. And plus, we got to figure out what that issue is up there. I'm not really sure what that was quite about. Let's go figure it out. Hopefully nothing spawns again and shoots us down. That would be bad. Okay, it looks like there's just a dark spot over here, which we want to patch up. Let's get this patched up and filled in so nothing else can spawn over here, because that can hinder a little bit of the spawn rate of the farm if other things are spawning elsewhere, which is not where we want. Actually, what we'll do is we'll do like a few random torches up through here just to kind of keep it light in this big room anyways, and then for the spawn will remain completely dark, and for up here or in this room it will remain relatively light in here. That way we don't have to worry about anything spawning, and we can see anything that's going on. So if we got like any runaway mobs that are kind of somehow escaping, we can know about it. Let's just kind of work our way around here for a minute. I will obviously destroy this bridge after we're done, but we need to kind of figure out what's... Okay, it looks like I can't place anything there, unfortunately, but just kind of get these torches around on these big walls. That way, keep it nice and light down here. Try to prevent any unwanted spawning. And now we're going to just kind of work our way back. Destroy all of, oh wait, that's the pole that we came up on, so we go down this. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and throw this stuff back in a chest over here. We're going to keep the torches. I need the torches. Let's pick all this stuff back up and throw it back in that chest. Get it out of here. Wait, what? Why is the torch broken? I don't quite know what that was about. Okay, we're gonna throw the cobble and stuff over here. There we go, get it out. Throw these in there. I'm gonna keep that arrow because I need that for my infinity bow, and I keep throwing all the arrows I need in other chests, and it's making me mad. So that looks to be working quite well. But other than that, that was pretty much the ending of all of our tests to see how well this thing was actually working. It seems to be working very, very well. Sitting down here AFK would be a very good thing to do, because you would get a lot of gunpowder, hopefully, and then you'd be able to use it for a lot of stuff. So that's awesome. We're getting a lot of mob loot, so that's about it. We ran 3 tests. We covered up the top so it spawns even more efficiently. And that is about it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the subs, the views, the subscribes. Once again, do those things the same thing. The likes, all that good stuff. And I will see you next time.